That was fortunate timing. That was fortunate timing. Yeah, so I'm on my way to the Neath Abbey, which is an old ruins of a large, I don't think it's a cathedral, it's some kind of old religion-based building, an abbey, literally. But unfortunately I can't bring the bike along this path, so I got a 20-minute walk ahead of me. It's a nice walk though, it's a really nice scenic route. But I smell the fish. It's a nice fresh smell, not the bad one. Yeah, I'll see you when I get to the Abbey and I'll explain a bit more, probably later along the path. actually some decent graffiti. That's a rare sight. It's usually all like this crap on this side. And all this. I hate this stuff. Right, I don't think we're far from the Abbey now. I think it's just down where those buildings are. But I thought I'd explain some things that's been going on. So, I'm sorry for the lack of content over the past week or two. I had a pretty bad illness or something affecting me last week. And it lasted for about a week and a half. Really bad breathlessness and chest pains and back pain. Don't know what caused it. Doctors couldn't find anything wrong with me. They said my heart is basically in perfect condition, as are my lungs. So no idea what's going on there. Still a bit out of breath now, but not as bad as I was last week. That and it rained a lot, so that also affected the stuff I could and couldn't see, even if I wanted to. But I'll try not to let that hold me back, the rain, in the future. Because throughout the winter I want to go places and see how things change. Like the waterfall and the Cuillin Woods. One of the first videos I made later in the year. And it's going to be rainy and cold. But yeah, that's the reason for that. And the reason we're coming here today... Sorry, I'm being assaulted by gnats and God knows what else. Whew. The reason we're coming here today is because there's supposed to be a guy doing, or a girl, I don't know who, that's doing a guided tour around the Abbey and explaining some of the history and what went on there, which I thought would be cool. It's free admission. Caddy does stuff like that from time to time, so I thought I'd come and check it out. I don't know if I'll record the guided tour. I don't think so. I'll probably wait until that's finished, then go around and try and talk a little bit about the area and what happened and what the guy explained, or the person explained, while doing it. We'll see though. We shall see. I'm gonna wait about half an hour probably until that starts, so we'll have a little bit of a look around if we can. But yeah, this has been a nice walk. I can see why it's not cyclable, but I can also not understand why it isn't cyclable. Like, I don't get it. This is easily able to be cycled along in like a mountain bike or a gravel bike. But at both ends they've got these big bollard things, metal frames, stopping cyclists. It's a bit of an issue. I see a duck or a heron or something down there. I think that's a heron. I hope it's not a goose. I hate the geese. They hissed at me before because I had my dog with me. They don't like my husky. But I know geese are pretty nasty. So we'll see. Hopefully they're alright. I think that's a heron. That looks like a heron, yeah. Quite tall. Yeah, and a big beak. That's a heron. 100%. Maybe we can get a goodish video of it taking off when we get close to it. Looks like there's some ruins there as well. Huh. I wonder if that was part of it. Yeah, so the thing is right there. You can see it through the trees a little bit. There you go. Right in the middle there. But we'll see. But yeah, I think that was a heron. Yes, it is. He's peeking over there. He'll take off now once I get closer. They don't like people for some reason. What should attack me now? I'm 100% certain it's going to attack me when I get close. It'll be like, fuck. Come on, move. There it goes. And there's the Abbey. I think this is a bit of ruins, this bridge. Might have been part of it at some point. I don't know though. That's not gasoline. Rich gasoline, whatever it is running really rich. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully this is a good day, hopefully. I don't think I will record it actually, now that I'm thinking about it. The more I think about it, it's probably better to... There's probably going to be loads of people there and stuff. It's probably going to be better to wait. Go around, see if I can go around afterwards and talk about it a bit. I should be able to get in. It's free admission. We'll see. See you in a sec. Right, so we're here. I've been here for about 10-15 minutes-ish. Apparently you can just walk in. I'll look at the sign and see what these say. But I'm about 30 minutes early, so I'm going to have a look around. Dice we get on me 0 times. Free admission. 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Last admission is 3:30. Closing for 5th and 26th of December, 1st of January. Children under the age of 16 must be accompanied by an adult. Dogs we can't only 0 times. Please dismiss dog responsibly. Blah blah blah. But yes, this is the Neath Abbey. Oh, here we go. There's a little information thing. We are here. This is the rendition of what it would look like, I assume. I wonder how much of it we can have a look through. Because this thing is huge. Look at these. Yeah, I'll probably do another short video afterwards. And that thing is finished. So that we can... Well, so I can tell you a bit more about it. Because I'm not 100% sure of what goes on here. It is amazing to look at though. What is this? The Easter to daughter. So these are now looked after by CADU, which is a Welsh trust sort of thing, which looks after all of these old buildings that people can't really afford. Probably after that they would have been pulled down or have other things on them. But these are all listed buildings, so they can't be pulled down by law. Oh, look at that door. Wow. So by law here, a lot of buildings are listed and can't be pulled down. Or old buildings. You won't really see it with newer ones, but the old ones are. This thing is huge. yeah, so those people just left there, so I know there was a few episodes of Doctor Who were recorded here, so that's an interesting fact, tidbit. You can see all of the footways and stuff, and how it all would have looked. Like, you can get a vague idea of how this would have looked. This would have been the main hall. Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely, after the guided tour, I'll come back through and see if I can explain what I can remember. I'm really good with remembering stuff like that, so we'll see. These grounds are huge. It would be awesome if they could restore these, you know, to how they were. Or as near as to how they were while keeping the original foundations on them, so that you could see how it would have looked in its heyday. It's a weird term, isn't it? Heyday, for like its prime. I don't know, look at that, where it's collapsed and just been left where it were. Huh. Lovely area. A lot of people walking their dogs around here. I gotta do it, haven't I? I've got to walk through the arch. I have to. I can't help myself. Two of Morgan's envoys. Don't worry, don't jump from me. Gosh. That's all really early. We've seen it. Is that figure actually? Hang on. It's the sacristy. Guess it was through here. What's this? What does this say? To the glory of God and in affectionate memory of Glenn Arthur Taylor, FSA, leader of the Neath Abbey Research Party 1923 to 1935. During this period, some 4,000 tons of debris were removed from this church, revealing the beautiful stonework carved over 600 years ago. This tablet is erected by Lord Denver and the members of the research party who labored with him in his work, as a lasting memorial to an inspired scholar and friend. So I was wrong. I was explaining to a guy I met just now who's talking to me about it, and he was asking me questions, and I'm like, I don't really know. But from what I know, this was in use until the 1800s. But apparently I'm wrong. Very wrong. Although I could be. No, that's wrong. Oh well, I wonder when this tour is going to start. So I shall see you guys afterwards. Bye. Okay, so I'm back, and that was a really good talk. That guy was really fascinating to listen to. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I have to start going to more of these. So this is where we started. This was where I believe he said it was the Lay brothers resided, which were uneducated monks. Well, not uneducated, but they couldn't read. So the monastic order originally was that you had to know how to read. And this, so above here, up there, would have been the second floor, or the first floor, depending on where you're from. And that was where they resided. That was where they slept and lived, and this was the downstairs of that, which I'm not quite sure what happened down here, but you know. So this, the wall here, the red, is from the copper works that went on. They did a lot of copper smelting and stuff, and that happened in here after the foundry. I think that might have been what they were doing down here, the Lay brothers. So, going through here, this was known as the alley, or the lane. I believe it was one of those. But this was to stop the Lay brothers from being seen by the monks. So the monks resided over there, in that building, in that section. So the west side was for the Lay brothers, the east side was for the monks, and that apparently was consistent through all of the areas they went to, which is interesting. But yeah, there would have been a wall all the way along here, stopping them from being seen, and that would have been their entrance into the monastery, or where they had the talks. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. So this was the section where the monks and the Lay brothers, the monastery, whatever it was, the abbey, interacted with the outside world. So there would have been a huge walled off thing. They controlled, I think it was 8,000 acres or something in total was given to this abbey. But there would have been a big walled area around here, stopping them from like being interfered with by regular people. But that's what that entrance there is for. There was no other reason for that. That's where they would have got their resources and stuff in. This obviously is the monastery, I think it was called. Well, the abbey itself. And this front section here, just inside here. Let me walk inside. So just right here, through this door, right here, this bit is where the Lay brothers would have been, because the monks didn't want to intermingle with the Lay brothers, because the Lay brothers they couldn't read, but they were allowed to be here to help with the running of everything, and they were given salvation and blah blah blah, as religion stuff did back then. Which is what that entrance was for, is so that they could get in here without interfering or being mingled with the monks. So the monks would have been just past these floor bits, the brick floor. This would have been where the monks were, where the monks' choir would have resided. On either side there would have been things on either side here for them to sit. The choir to sit, and they would be stood. So the lay brothers would have all been stood. They weren't allowed to sit, but I believe the monks were. And this is where that would have been. There would have been 2 pews in each one of these sections, in each of these, and that's where the monks would have given their speeches. I can't remember what they were referred to as each day. So that would have gone on here. Those are stairs that would have gone up to an upstairs section where every morning at about 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, one of the monks would have been woken up and brought down the stairs to give a sermon or whatever it's called, which then he could go back to bed after doing, which is what that railing was for, so that he could get up the stairs easier, which is quite cool. Also, there's another thing here, so I don't know why I did a full 360. Right, sorry about that, a bunch of kids showed up. Right, so there's these, so there's one there, the red thing, 1926. So from when this was abandoned and became ruins, it was left, and everything, all the rubble had built up where it all collapsed in on itself, and over the years of ironworks and copper smelting and stuff, all of that slag and everything else that came from it was piled up to where those red bricks or tiles are. That's how deep the rubble was, which is insane. So that would have happened here. And you've got this section through here. That's one of the guys that led the main thing to saving this place as a Welsh national treasure, basically. So through here, there would have been a connection from there to here, which would have connected that building, which is where the monks resided and lived, to the rest of the place. Sorry about that again, the kids showed up again. But the monks would have resided over here, which in the 1500s was bought by someone, and obviously then that was built. Or that section was built, which is part of the old mansion that was built here. If you could tell the different styles, this is Tudor design, and this is the monastic stuff, which is old Gothic. So we were taken through here, and he talked to us about some of the stones which were found in the rubble that they've kept in the building that we were allowed in there. I'll put pictures on my Instagram. But we were allowed in there and shown around through all of it. There's loads of tile work that was in the monastery itself, the big building over there. And a lot of it's still intact, surprisingly. So that's incredible that they've managed to salvage as much as they have, considering how much it wasn't looked after. I'm gonna go down here. Oh, ow, my knees. Oh, my right knee is a bit messed up, so yeah. But this would have been where the monks resided and lived and did all of their day-to-day activities, writing sermon things and doing their labor throughout the day, making food and just living, which is incredible to experience going through it. This is a drainage channel or something, the guy told me. So I talked to him a little bit at the end. He said something over here was the drain, or an old drainage system or something for the main building. Look at all of that. So there was a basement here as well, apparently. Incredible. Absolutely massive grounds, and this wasn't even half of everything. This isn't even a tenth of everything that they had control of. So Richard de Granville provided the monastic monks with, I believe, 8th 8,000 acres in total. He granted them all of the wastes between the Neath River, the Aberdullis River, the river in Swansea, and then there was another river as well, but I forgot the name of that one. Oh, that's a shame. I told you I was going to try and remember as much as I could, but he granted them all of the wastes within the sections of those rivers, which equated to about 8,000 acres, and they were commanded to work those acres to provide for themselves, which led to this abbey being the second richest abbey in Wales, I believe it was, which is insane. Look at that view. I would have loved to have lived in a house that big. Holy crap. But yeah, they were gaining, I think it was £282 a year, which these days isn't much. But back in those days, that would have been a fortune. Because you got to account for inflation, and that was in, I think it was the 1200s or the 1100s they were bringing in that much, which is just mental amounts of money. I'll have a look, see what the inflation would be from that, and I'll put those up on the screen. But it's just insane. Absolutely insane how much work they put into all of this. Like, when you think when these were built, like this was 1100s, late 1000s, I don't remember exactly what year he said it was built. When you think about that, the sheer size of it all, the amount of work that must have gone into doing this back then, we'd probably struggle to build something like this these days. And alone back then, it's just insane. Absolutely insane. So with that, the clouds are starting to roll in, so I'm probably gonna head home now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know where I'm gonna go next. Maybe Margam, maybe up the incline. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. See how I feel in the coming weeks. I shall see you guys when I see you. Bye for now. And thus begins the long trek home. Okay, so now that I'm here, I feel inclined to point out there's a canal to my left, okay, which I believe most of the canals that run through the UK are man-made. And to my right is a tidal river. This gets filled up by the sea, and it goes all of the way up to like the Aberdellis area. It's incredible. Which is why I said earlier it smells of fish, and it smells really fresh. Because the tidal. The seawater. Anyway, let's get on with it.